Hi, everybody out there in cyberspace. Tonight I'm going to be talking about what the advantages are of installing WordPress locally rather than online. So, usually when you install WordPress, it's online, but it's notorious for being quite slow during the editing because WordPress itself, based on PHP, can be quite slow. That's why I suggest for your WordPress site, you make it as lean as possible and as fast as possible with different kinds of methods such as caching and compression and just minimalism where you can, keeping things to necessity, not just widgets galore, if you know what I mean. Be careful with what you use over there. Try to keep it simple. So, anyway, besides that, why would you want to do it offline though, not online, locally? Well, for one thing, editing becomes much faster. That problem I just stated would not exist because it's local. It's not loading back through all these kind of uh, data transfers back and forth, talking to each other. That stuff's not really happening so distantly. It's happening right inside your computer, so it's much faster. Um, so that's one reason. Much faster. That's a very obvious reason. Another reason is, let's say you want to try installing something like a multi-site, but you've never done that before, and you don't want to screw up the online version. Well, you can test out such things like that on the local host, as you would call it. And for example, you want to try different themes, but you don't want to change the site as you're going. You can use the preview, but sometimes it's not very good enough. You want to like actually implement your whole site. Or for example, you have some different things that you want to see what it would look like published or as a whole site, you know, not just one little preview, but a whole site. But you don't want to put it online yet. Well, there's a perfect place locally on a local host. So how is this done? You use XAMPP, and this is in your OS of choice. I'm pretty sure it's on the main three OSs, if I'm not mistaken. I did it on Windows personally. Anyway, it uses Apache and MySQL to create this sort of, I think, virtual database, if I understand it correctly. And you might have to configure some things. For example, the inbound connections on your firewall, you might have to create your rules for certain ports. But you could look up tutorials online. I just Googled it, installing WordPress locally. I think I used different terms at first, but I found out that those were the best terms. So you can look them up yourself. But I wanted to discuss an advantage that isn't so obvious about installing it locally, and that's to do with WordPress itself and as themes and, you know, setting up and creating different posts and pages. It's pretty convenient among the CMSs out there. So that's why it's so popular. And also, if you ever go to print one of your pages as a PDF, it's wonderfully formatted. If you're a user of Acrobat Pro, for instance, you can put those PDFs together for bigger documents. And so it's great for things that you're doing either privately or for something you want to release later publicly. So it's really a great tool in multiple different ways. For example, you could even test out different interfaces and systems with more deeper editing in the CSS or the PHP when seeing and making sure that you're not crashing the WordPress. That's another one, making sure that you're not crashing the online version. You could test it first. And so and try more, deeper things, or try certain, riskier moves there. See if you can pull them off there first before you do it online. All right, I hope that helped you out to learn about what the advantages of installing WordPress locally through a local host online. Good luck with it and take care. Goodbye.